Thank you for listening to this Belly Up Sports Podcast Network product. Some said we go belly up, so we made it our name, and we're still here.
Call yourselves Title Town? Are you kidding me?
That's fraud.
It feels like a gray area.
Spoiler alert, Canada. Cup's coming back to the US of A.
There's way too much negative stigma attached to strippers.
I hate you guys so much.
My dog just shit his ass.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Wednesday night. That means it is time for another edition of Craft Brewed Sports. I am Mike. Hanging out with me, as always, is Scott. Scott, how we feeling tonight, man?
Feeling great, feeling good. How are you?
I am terrific, man. It's little man's birthday. He's 3 today.
Happy birthday, Kieran, man.
Yeah. It was a day today.
and my slightly bigger man turned 6 tomorrow, so you know.
Hell yeah! It's baby craft sports month.
Yeah, back-to-back kids' birthdays, and it's all August long because my daughter's is at the end of the month. Fun time.
Oh my god, that's so much money to spend in a month. Oh,
we are broke as hell, and it's only August 10th or 11th.
Love it. Mookie hanging out as well. Mookie, how you feeling, man?
Good, because I ain't got no fucking kids, so I'm doing well.
Correct answer.
That is accurate. You good, man? Other than no kids?
I mean, it feels really good to be drinking out of a bat again. I don't know what to do with my hands, but we'll figure it out. It's been too long. Feeling rusty. Feeling good. How about you?
Good, man. Good. Also, for the last time, at least for a while, Ayden going back to class. This will be his last show with us. Ayden, how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling pretty good. The quality of the show is about to go way better after I'm gone. So, you know, it's all right.
Lies.
Oh, come on, man.
Super humble of you to say that, but we all know the truth. You were in the running to replace Drew if it wasn't for class.
No, that's not saying a whole lot, but it's saying something.
We got an awesome show for you guys tonight. Tons to get to. We got some basketball talk. Also, all of the sports documentaries have hit. We're gonna talk some Malice of the Palace documentary. We also have Hard Knocks that just hit this week. Mookie's got some Olympics coverage to get to, and everybody's favorite game, Fire or Dumpster Fire. All of that coming out. Help us out, share out the show, let your friends know what's going on. Let's get into what beers we are drinking tonight. Scott, over to you. What's in your mug this evening?
I am completing my Milkshake IPA adventure this week with a peach Milkshake IPA, still at Loveland Aleworks Brewing out of Colorado. This one's 6.5% ABV, and it's got our favorite in it. It's got apricots. That's
apricot. Delish. Absolutely delish.
But it also has, the lactose sugar, vanilla beans, all that good stuff, then the peach puree. And it has that smoothie cream mouthfeel that we look for. I know that we are rating these beers tonight on the scale of 2003 Hall of Fame inductees, because that would have been the last class that Ayden was unaware of as far as seeing guys play and whatnot.
Don't you smile about that, Ayden. I saw you smile.
You young bastard.
You guys are old. That's all I got to say.
I am going with Eddie Murray on this one, the 2003 Hall of Fame baseball inductee, Eddie Murray. Do you know who Eddie Murray is?
Ayden, do you have any idea who Eddie Murray is?
I want to say yes for the, so I'm smart, but I kind of also want to make isn't that an actor joke and be Eddie Murphy? But yeah, I mean, I've heard of Eddie Murray.
For it. I was waiting for you to say, wasn't he in Daddy Daycare? And then I was really going to get mad.
See, I should have said that. You're right. That was my thought process, but I didn't want to embarrass you too much.
Fair enough. Appreciate it. Thanks.
What a good pick. Eddie Murray, man. That's my dude right there. Drew, what are you drinking and rate it on Ayden's 2003 Hall of Fame scale?
Tonight I am drinking Conceited Genius 2.0. Out of, what was that? Wise Man Brewing, which was 3 words. I thought it would have been 2, but whatever. They're from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, 6.1% IPA, 3.88 caps on Untapped. It's delicious, man. I'm gonna have to pace myself on this one because otherwise it's not gonna make it 5 minutes. It's smooth, it's citrusy, it's thick-bodied and fresh. So I'm gonna go ahead and have to give it a. Man, do I go this high to start off? That's we'll do it. My gut feel, AC/DC, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
joke, son of a bitch.
class of 2003.
You took my joke.
I was gonna say Marcus Allen originally until I was like, wait, he was a Trojan, was he? Fuck him.
That's who I was gonna say.
Yeah, well, so there you go. I ruined 2 jokes at once. All right. Also, don't be surprised if I change out of this awesome sweater here. I was trying to wear it to rep my boys' school or school. Jesus Christ, it's a rec hockey league, beer league team. I thought I could pull off the green. It's not going to work, Mike. You're right. I might disappear for a minute.
All right. While you do that, Ayden, what do you got in your mug and rated on the 2003 Hall of Fame scale?
Today I am drinking Awake O Sleeper. It's a breakfast stout from Slow Pour Brewing Company in Lawrenceville, Georgia. It says it's a stout, but it kind of tastes like a little bit watered down, more like a brown ale than a stout. But it's not too bad. And I was going to say Marcus Allen for my scale pick, but then Drew said that. But I don't even know any of the other names that were inducted into the 2003 NFL Hall of Fame. So I guess I just have to keep my Marcus Allen pick, and I'm a little upset about that. So I'll go Marcus Allen.
Fantastic. This week I am drinking the Gadget, which is an IPA with mangoes, and it's from Four Fathers Brewing out of somewhere in Colorado. Nope, just kidding. Valparaiso, Indiana. Joke's on me. This one I haven't even had a chance to taste yet because I feel like there's so much to do before the show, and I've been struggling. Also, I need to get through what everybody else is drinking. Our buddy Robert Taylor, he's got King's Brewing Juicy Bee, a 7% ABV double dry hop hazy IPA with Citra, Mosaic, Nelson, Amarillo, and El Dorado. He says it's 0 IBUs. I have no idea how that's even physically possible. That's unreal. Ed over at Pardon the Punctuation drinking a red Gatorade, still not better than blue Powerade. And Gabe, he's got Humble Forager Brewery, always has great beers. Cloud Hopping Oat Cream IPA, 6% ABV. Good Lord. You guys bring the heat every week with the beers you guys are drinking out there.
Delicious.
I mean, it's the start of the weekend. Why wouldn't you go hard?
Yes, start of the weekend on Wednesday. I love it, Drew.
It's the end of the week. If you think about it, the last 4 days. Actually, 3 days if your week starts on a Monday.
All right, so this one is legit. This IPA with mangoes, like just enough mango flavor on this one. I'm going to give this one a Meadowlark Lemon. 2003 NBA Hall of Fame inductee, Meadowlark Lemon. Ayden, do you know Meadowlark Lemon?
I've never heard that before, ever in my entire life. Not a single time.
All right, perfect.
That
exactly.
Sounds like a street in the suburbs.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you know he was also a Christian minister?
I did not know that about Meadowlark Lemon.
Yeah.
Is that kind of like how Mace was a minister? Like he did other things and then came back and was a minister? Because that's what Mace did. And then like all of his CDs were edited after that, and I was really disappointed. Nope. Okay.
It takes the punch out of it. It really does. So, but
chime
real
in,
quick,
let us know what you guys are drinking, rated on the 2003 Hall of Fame inductee scale. Go ahead, Drew. Sorry, man.
No, it's all good. I think we blew right past this earlier, though. But Ayden, do you know who AC/DC is?
Oh, come on. Don't disrespect
Dude,
me.
I'm just making sure here. All right?
Is.
You know what they say about, when you make assumptions?
No, what do they say, Drew?
It's a 10-letter word.
Drew, is that a Father Graham t-shirt that you're rocking?
It is. It is. The Alumni Association sent this shit to me for free, and I got it, and I was like, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with this ugly piece. So now we're wearing it on the show, because when the hell else would it be appropriate to wear
It's
this?
D'Artagnan, Father
thing?
Graham, and Mike.
Yeah,
right? I mean, and they're all so happy.
Why is Father Graham rubbing my head like that? It's very creepy, man. That's very
because he's a
uncomfortable.
Catholic priest, Mike.
Ayden, hit the drop. Hit the drop. Hit it.
Oh, no, I didn't have it up. I'm sorry.
Hit it. I know you didn't think it would happen this early. Hit it.
Moving on.
All right, fantastic. Thanks, Ayden. Way to bring in the heat on your last night. Let's go right back to Drew, because that's the safe play at this point in the show.
After a Catholic priest joke.
Drew
Too
come
soon?
with a Catholic priest joke like 6 minutes into the show. Drew wanted to wrap Olympics and then play a little game. Drew, what do you got for us on the Olympics?
They done. What?
All right, fantastic.
Was you looking? Were you looking for more? 'Cause, no, but for real, that's kind of how they felt. I don't know if anyone else felt the same way,
really
but
did.
like when you woke up on, I think it was Sunday, like the closing ceremonies were already over, and we stayed up late Friday and Saturday watching gold medal games and all that stuff. And it's like, yeah, all right, this is great. Like we're getting into this, we're getting some good sports, we're getting some like games that matter, and then you wake up and it's like they're done.
All right, so let me
Next.
ask you, how much did you actually watch? Like,
Dude, I watched a ton.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was always on at our house just because it's like the thing. Well, no. Okay. So I don't want to get too pissed off and ranting about NBC this early, but like at some point they're going to get it from me because their coverage sucked this year. They totally blew it because they could have made a huge impact in the way they actually serviced up this Olympics through the streaming platforms, but it was a super letdown. Like before the Olympics started, my provider, who shall remain nameless, offered me the option to sort of say what sports I was interested in. So it would like preemptively DVR it and have it all ready at my fingertips when I sat down and wanted to watch the Olympics.
Oh, you fancy, huh?
Apparently. I didn't get to see one goddamn handball game the entire fucking time. And I selected all the handball. I didn't select like Team USA handball. Oh, wait, that's right, because we didn't qualify for men's or women's. A theme that you notice throughout the games, but seriously, like,
hey, don't you talk shit. We finished with the most gold medals and the most medals overall. USA, baby, we kicked some ass this Olympics.
Mike, we only finished with the most medals on the final day. I want us to stomp on throats and rip out spines. Like we should have every single medal, first, second, third in every event.
Does it matter when we get the medal if we end up with the most?
It does not.
Look
See,
at this
is why none of you three would ever have been on the Hawks, because that's a duck attitude right there.
No. See, what Drew wanted was us to get up big early, maybe at the end of the first week, and then he just stop the count. Just stop the count. We're done. The Olympics are over right now. We're up big. Stop the count.
Dude, speaking
It doesn't work that way.
Did you see how China was like, well, yeah, but if you count Hong Kong's medals and Taiwan's medals and add those in with ours, we win. Like that's all those count for us too.
Oh, I
basically tried to just like no, this is bullshit. Those also are China's medals too, and tried to take the lead that way.
Moving on.
I just feel like you're starting to venture in dangerous territory there with me, that if we're going to start talking shit about China, it's probably not a good idea. Because, yeah, there's the whole chip, conspiracy and all that other stuff. But anyways, back to what we really care about in the Olympics. I think it was a good games. I think, honestly, there were some COVID issues and some questionable calls. Like, I don't know, did you guys see I think it was the female skateboarder who entered quarantine immediately upon arriving in Tokyo. And then because of her quarantine, she didn't get to compete at all. Claims she was basically held prison in this quarantine hotel, and they got like a half hour of outdoor rec time a day, like in a freaking prison.
Oh, Jesus.
So
yeah, that's time in the yard. I mean,
yeah, exactly. You get your yard time. Now she could have unlimited showers, I'm guessing, because they were like hotel rooms, but only half-hour yard time. You basically fly all the way to Tokyo to do nothing, not compete at all, and then get sent home. Like, I would be shitty too, but I think they did the best they could given the challenging circumstances. Every year in the Olympics, you hear all these great stories of just athletes overcoming stuff. There was a Team USA gal who rowed. It was the canoe, which is weird because they sit on their knee and their front leg, and they kind of like do like a half like on your knee squat thing, and they row back and forth. And these things just go, man. They just fly down the water. She used to be a runner, I think, and because she had hip dysplasia, they said she would never be able to run again. Like, she couldn't compete as an Olympic runner, despite being like a junior Olympian, world champion, all this other stuff. So she's like, fine, I'll fucking row then. And she came to the Tokyo Olympics and won a gold medal, I think, in the 100-meter canoe race. really cool story. Just plenty of stuff like that. So I think, the Olympics are always a success. It's just how much of a success, or is it really the one that goes super sideways like Sochi for the Russians?
Yeah, so I got to be honest, man. As great as that all sounds, I think I watched maybe 10 minutes of the Olympics this year. Like it was maybe it was the time difference. Maybe it was because NBC had it all over their platforms, and I didn't know if it was NBC or NBC Sports or Peacock, and I was just like, screw this, I'm done. It also sucked that like I would wake up and see everything on Twitter that happened, and then there was no need to watch it in prime time. So I don't know, man. It was disappointing all around for me. I do like, though, that we at least pulled out the gold medal in basketball, and I loved Kevin Durant and Draymond Green talking all of the shit on Instagram Live after getting that gold medal. They squeaked by France, and they're like, you know what, motherfuckers? We'll show you, and like railed everybody in an Instagram Live. Kevin Durant was like calling people out by name for doubting Team USA, and I'm like, this is the petty I am here for. Thank you, Kevin Durant, for bringing it back for us. I love it. Did you watch any of the basketball, Scott?
Yes. I watched the women's gold medal game. And here's why. Because of all that shit that they took at the beginning, I was never really concerned about it. It didn't matter to me that they lost in those prelim games and everybody was freaking out. I was like, well, when they start playing the games, if they lose, that's a different story. But at the beginning, I didn't care much about it. So when they started rolling, it's like, okay, good. They're going to shut everybody up. And I was fine with it. I'm like you, though. These games were janky as hell, man. I don't know if it was COVID, the year delay, no fans in the stands, knowing everything before it happened. I watched 3 women's soccer games and in their entirety, half of the women's basketball gold medal game. And that was it. I saw, the highlights from some of the other stuff, but overall, yeah, these games sucked. I can't wait till the next one to wash the taste out of them out. It was a horrible experience.
Good thing you only have to wait 3 years instead of 4, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I only got to wait 3 years to forget about how.
Are you serious? 22, man. There's winter games coming up. 3 years.
No,
Scott,
but I'm talking strictly
summer, though, dude.
Okay, fine. If that's all you care about is summer, I thought the stick to hockey guy over here would have been excited about some hockey, but Scott,
I get up for the Winter Olympics, but it not compared to the Summer Olympics. Like I'm not waiting for another 3 years.
Press the button.
The Winter Olympics.
Now, Scott, I want to ask you the games that you said you did watch. How much of that would you have watched if you were not working at the same time the game is on air?
Absolutely none, because of the idea of them starting live at 4:00 in the morning. No, I wasn't getting up for that. And you know what? I got up for the World Cup games when those started early, but I wasn't getting up for the Olympics. I just wasn't. I was of the impression, and I took the stance before they played that they shouldn't have played them. Like they were sitting there debating it right up until the opening ceremonies, and I was like, just shut this shit down. It's a year later, and COVID is still going crazy. If you have to lock people in hotel rooms and then they end up not competing, like what are we even doing?
So I do want to ask you about that too, because I think that was part of what made these games rough. And it got some attention early. I haven't heard a lot of attention since then. I'm getting the wrap it up sign. We need to get that as a thing instead of moving on. Just mark that down for post show. The year delay, do you think it knocked people off their training regimen and that led to some of the things like we saw with Simone Biles and the twisties and the other injuries that knocked people out?
Totally 100%. Like Simone Biles didn't even want it. Like when they said they were going back a year, she was like, I don't know if I want to do it. I don't know if I want to put myself through another year of what I just went through to get ready for this. So 100% that delay, it fucks with everybody. And then you don't even get like your family can't come. You can't blow off any steam by going to another competition. Like they would go, you would always got to see these people like watching swimming or watching diving. They couldn't do anything. They were literally just there, compete, and then move on. It just sucked, man.
So to bring us back from the depressing part and end the Olympic talks on a high note as my shit freezes because of the stupid fucking chat. I had a game I did want to play with you guys and just see how this played out to bring a little bit of light to this. Cause I know you guys hadn't watched a lot, but I feel like you're still some serious sports fans. So you might be able to pull this off. I want to play a game called Team USA Baseball Player Or. And so we've done this before, basically, where we have a category and we say, okay, it's a UFC fighter or a skateboarder or whatever it was. And so you just got to sort them out and pick who's who. So I'll give you 2 names. You need to give me the U.S. Olympian baseball player. or the other thing. Okay, you guys ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right. So who wants to go first, or do you want to take this as a group? Because this could be a group play exercise.
Yeah, let's talk it out. Let's talk it out.
All right, let's talk it out then. All right, Mike, you run that camera. I'm going to start it off here, and it's going to be Olympic baseball player or local insurance salesman. Your first option, Joe Ryan. Your second option, Steve Saunders. So Olympic baseball player or local insurance salesman.
All right, so Scott, I don't know about you, but Joe Ryan sounds like the name that you would see on like a commercial to call for an insurance salesman, but that's why I think he's going to be the baseball player. What do you think?
I thought it was Joe Saunders. You said Joe. No, I was like, wait a minute, what? I think I mixed up their names. Repeat the name.
You did. You combined them. Joe Ryan and Steve Saunders.
Steve Saunders.
Steve Saunders sounds like a surfboarder. I'm going with him being the salesman.
Ayden, are you in agreement with this? Because it sounds like Scott and I are on the same page.
I'm gonna agree. Joe Ryan plays baseball, maybe. We'll see.
You had it nailed so well there up until you backtracked. But yes, you're right. Joe Ryan is the Team USA baseball player.
Absolutely.
Steve Saunders is a local insurance salesman here in Cincinnati. Look him up. He's got great rates on life and car.
Wait, are we getting money for that?
Would you? Oh, damn. No, we should ask him, though.
Just pay us for that? Okay. All right.
No, I did the research. That's what he does.
They didn't score 3 in the third, but it is 5-0.
Shut the fuck up. You two, Ayden, blow me. Go ahead, Drew.
Wow. All right. Olympic baseball player or high school gym coach. First is John Rosati, and second is Tim Fedorowicz.
Ooh,
Fedorowicz is the baseball player.
Yes.
Okay, you guys are.
But Versati just sounded like my PE coach. So that's what I'm going with. That's the main reason why
I'm strictly going off Doug Mankiewicz and his super long last name being on the back of his jersey. So that's what I'm going on. That's why this dude's a baseball player.
All right, there you go, Drew. I'm going to go with the fellas on that one.
Interesting logic, but it holds because I don't know. Ayden, did you go to Avon local schools and have John Rosati as your high school health coach, which I'm assuming is just code for gym coach nowadays, because he is indeed the local gym coach, and Tim Fedorowicz is the Team USA baseball player.
Fantastic.
All right. Next one, Olympic baseball player or 90s sitcom star. Nick Allen or Tim Allen? Which one's the Team USA baseball player, and which one is the 90s
I'm gonna let Ayden go
star?
first on this one.
Let's let Ayden go here.
You guys don't give me any credit. Apparently, Team USA had some dick on the team. But Dick Allen is, I'm going to say, the baseball player.
Nick. It was Nick Allen.
Nick Allen.
Oh, really?
Race,
I just embarrassed myself. I totally heard Dick. My bad. It's definitely Nick.
I thought
little
you
Freudian
were calling,
slip there.
I
My
thought you were
bad.
calling Tim a dick. So I was like, actually, you're wrong, but for a different reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we good on that one, Drew? Nick
Yeah,
Allen?
I think we're good on that one.
Okay,
so
move
then
on.
next one, and we there's two more. This one we can probably get pretty quick. Olympic baseball player or local brewmaster. Yes. Jeffrey Eaton or Anthony Goose. Or
It's
Gosh.
Goes.
Eaton is the baseball player.
It's Goes.
What's Goes? Which one's Goes?
The name?
Yeah, but
It's the baseball player.
Oh, okay. Anthony Goes is the baseball player, you're saying?
I'm
Because Scott,
also going Anthony Goes as the baseball player.
I feel like Scott felt pretty strongly about Jeffrey Eaton.
I did.
I mean, I'm not confident. That's my guess.
I feel like Ghost is as good of a name as Ghost would be for a local brewer. I don't know of any brewers that are last named Ghost in Cincinnati. So I'm going Ghost as the baseball player.
Damn. Well, okay. Yeah, you guys got that one right too. Anthony Ghost is on Team USA. Jeffrey Eaton is part of the Master Brewers Board of Governors, and he represents the Northern California district from Mother Road Brewing Company.
Okay, so it wasn't a local brewer at all. It was somebody from California.
Research is research,
Like Steve Saunders' insurance in Cincinnati, and then you're like local brewer, a guy from California.
Yeah, well, because you know what, man, it's surprisingly hard to just Google local brewmasters and not get all the breweries. Like, it's like they don't want to tell you who's making their beer so you can steal them away or something.
You could literally just pick a brewery and go to their website, and I guarantee you would have their brewery.
No.
Pick a brewery in Cincinnati. Let's test it out.
Let's see, rhinegeist.com. That's obviously going to be them. All right. Yes, I am over 21. Visit us, events, shop. Nowhere does it say here are our brewers. Career. We should get a career. Distributors, contact, press, maybe under press. I don't know, Mike. I think your theory here is pretty weak. So why don't you do some research in the background there?
The team. Here's your founders, Bob and Bryant. There's
Whoa, how'd you do that? Oh, culture. Yeah. Oh, how about that? All right. Well, Bob. Whatever. Ryan Geist is sold out anyways. They're too macro.
The shock that came from Drew. Just how did you do that?
How did you navigate a website?
I mean, look, dude, if it doesn't come up in the first 3 links on Google, then it's not meant to be found. So, like,
all right, Drew.
All right, final one to wrap this up here. Olympic Team USA baseball player or Major League Baseball player. Gonna read you some names here. Jake Arrieta, Dexter Fowler, Todd Frazier, Yu Darvish, Bryce Harper, Hyunjin Ryu. Those are your options for Team America baseball player.
Todd Frazier was Team USA, but he's not a major leaguer anymore. Todd Frazier, because no major leaguers were on Team USA in the Olympics. So Todd Frazier, and I'm pretty sure every other name is on a major league roster. So I'm going Todd Frazier is the only Team USA member on that list. Scott, are you on?
I will say.
Ayden's.
Oh, I was going to say Todd Frazier has played in the MLB this year for the Pirates, and he was so bad he was cut by the worst team in baseball. But he was on Team USA.
Brutal. He was.
Yeah, we talked about it when the local radio guy gave him shit.
That's right. Yeah.
Drew, what's the answer?
Oh, you guys are right. It's definitely Todd Frazier. I really just wanted to rub in the fact that he's not in the league anymore after being the poster child, the whatever local boy, everyone loving Taj Frazier, just licking on his balls, and now he can't even make it into the league, so he's got to go play for Team USA.
2015 home run derby champ, motherfucker. Todd Frazier.
That worked out real well for him.
Put some respect on that name. Thank you Drew, for giving us some. Very little bit of respect on that name.
Hey, Team USA.
Thank you, Drew. Appreciate that. Let's give a shout out to our friends over at Beer Drop. Listen, everybody, if you want to drink beers just like we do here on the show, head on over to Beer Drop, craftbrewsports.com/beer drop. You can get beers starting at under $4 a serving. They're shipped directly to your house. You get a box of beer delivered to you monthly with the package. They curate it based on your tastes. Exactly what you like is what's going to show up in this box. You can switch things out, skip months, pause the subscription, whatever you want to do. If you don't like commitment, you can still go to that website, craftbrewsports.com/beer drop, and order beers directly from them. $5 flat shipping with our link. So go help out the show. Go get yourself some delicious beers. craftbrewsports.com/beer drop. Sell out. All right. Scott.
Wait, real quick. Want to jump in on the Beer Drop portion there. Were you boys smart enough to pause your deliveries while you went on your vacations?
My vacation did not overlap with my delivery time. My delivery time is like the first week of the month, and it's like my period. I know exactly when to expect it. I know when it's coming. I've got it on the calendar, and it did not interfere with my vacation this time.
Well, that's excellent.
But my period did. My period
did. Well, that's inevitable. When you're bleeding once every 10 days, it's bound to catch you. But I want to just give them credit because Beer Drop. You think flat rate for shipping, and you're going to get some cheap, like they just throw your shit around shipping? No way, man. It's the quality shipping where the UPS guy doesn't just leave it at your door no matter what. They will take care of that beer for you. It is an insured package, man.
You get that.
Make sure you get your beer.
What's the last name? Great, thanks. And then they drop it off.
But at least it's a human picking it up and not just being left on a porch. I'll tell you that.
It is. Scott was very excited. We were talking earlier this week because the Malice at the Palace documentary hit Netflix, and Scott was super pumped about it. So, Scott, I'll turn it over to you. What'd you think about this documentary that hit Netflix?
The best part was I didn't even know it was existing until you brought it up. Like I didn't have to anticipate. I didn't have to wait for it. It was just, you were like, oh, hey, that Malice in the Palace doc dropped today. And I'm like, wait, what? It was everything that I could have hoped for. I think one of my favorite things was we live in an era where it seems like everything has to be forever long, and this is throwing it back to old school 30 for 30 hour, get you in, get you out, get you all the points you need to know, and don't fart around, man. I loved it. It was fantastic.
Dude, I didn't realize that Jermaine O'Neal was the producer on this one. Like, this was his idea to do this documentary. Jermaine O'Neal was like, we are going to tell this story. We're going to get it out there how the story should be told, because for the longest time, we've been put under this microscope and like seen in this viewpoint based on how the media spun those events of that night. So we're going to put it out there how it actually happened, what really went down, how the players felt leading up to it, and then after the fact. And it was damn good, man. It was damn good.
It was, and I told you guys in the chat that it's rare that I have my mind changed, or at least something that makes me go and think a little bit about it when it comes to documentaries. But this one, Jermaine O'Neal, like, he actually changed my opinion of him, because see, Jermaine O'Neal, to me, he got drafted. I didn't think anything of him, just another one of these high schoolers, whatever. And not really realizing the background of how he got to the night of the Malice in the Palace. To me, he was a fantasy guy that was always hurt, because fantasy basketball was huge when we got to freshman year of college in 2003. So in 2004, the second year, we were just as big into it. And he was a name that always went somewhere near the top, but he came with that super risk factor. I called him glass because dude stayed hurt. And so to me, he was just glass. But listening to him talk and seeing all the backstory and everything, like, I actually felt legit bad for Jermaine O'Neal and how everything played out. Like, and I don't want to give anything away, but at the end, you're just like, he definitely got the rawest deal of everybody in the whole thing, which is ironic considering, he wasn't at the forefront of it. He just happened to be part of it.
Yeah, so that's what I found most interesting about the whole documentary, is they kind of took a look at Ron Artest and what he was dealing with leading up to it. And like looking at it from this light now, like where we're at in 2021 and athletes and respecting their mental health, like Ron Artest was clearly going through some shit. They said he had a psychiatrist that came with him to like help him through things. So when he laid on that table, it was literally him like doing what his psychiatrist told him to do, of like, take 5, separate yourself from a situation, take 5 and think it through. So when he laid down on the table, where everybody took that as like this big sign of disrespect, it was him following what his psychiatrist was telling him to do. And then he gets blasted with the beer can, and that was it. Then it all pops off. And man, watching that footage again, like, it's been a long time since, I know they always show it on the anniversary of the Malice of the Palace, but watching that footage again, man, I have no idea how anybody was sitting there like, these guys are in the wrong for this. Like, looking at what the fans did, the one dude that like came down on the floor and squared up against Ron Artest, like, first of all, how big of balls do you have to be to come down on an NBA court and square up against Ron Artest? You got to be out of your damn mind, man.
And those two guys, that night, I remember thinking, wow, these are the two biggest idiots in the world. But despite the time passage, their interviews suggested they're just as dumb. They are just as dumb as they were in 2004, and just as petty, and acted like they weren't at fault. And, like running out on the court wasn't a big deal. And that they got wrong somehow in the whole thing. Like, that was bizarre that they had no introspection. I mean, even O'Neal was like, hey, look, I accept my role in it. It wasn't wrong. I don't agree with, the interpretation that I was in the wrong, but I know that I shouldn't have done what I did. Meanwhile, these two idiot fans are like, yeah, the Pistons lost a fan, lost 2 really good fans. And yeah, those guys had it coming and all this. And that just blew me away, that fans could be that stupid so long with no retrospect at all.
Speaking of stupid Detroit fans, Mookie, how did you feel like as
so for
a fan watching the Malice at the Palace, like not this documentary, but the actual incident? What's going through your mind as a Detroit fan?
Yeah, so let me just start off with this.
Boom shakalaka!
Thank you.
Lighten the mood just a little bit there, you know.
Yeah, I totally forget about transitions. I'm sorry.
It's all good. I just like hearing the sound. Man, so this is going to be hard because I had my take all ready to rock and roll, and here y'all brought like real life things into the mix, and that just sucks all the fun out of it for me. Because what I was going to start off with was when you started talking about Jermaine O'Neal, I was going to be like, yeah, but he a bitch, so whatever, like move on. And then the Ron Artest thing, but like, yeah, he's nuts. I get it, like whatever. But like y'all know, don't mess with Detroit people. Like they're nuts. Like you just don't fuck with them, right? Like just don't do it. And then all this other stuff and real life stuff hit. And I'm like, yeah, that'd be a little disrespectful to throw those out again. But at the end of the day, all I can say is we whooped their ass then. We got the ring. They ain't got shit. So trying to just stay, you know, on brand here, right? And you know, after you guys go all serious and PC whatnot.
Wild card, bitches! Yeah!
I will say I do remember that night vividly, though, because I was a high school senior at the time, and I got home, and my buddy IM'd me, because that's what we did back then. You weren't text messaging, because that shit cost money, but you could Insta message, and you would go check the Insta message, and he was like, dude, the Pacers and the Pistons got in a fight tonight. And I was like, haha, funny, great. Like, it's probably a basketball fight, like couple shoves, couple of flailing arms, whatever. He's like, no, dude, you need to turn on the news. Like there was a fight. And I flipped it on and I found it. I actually found it, of course, on ESPN.com before any of the local news or actual TV. Because again, they were still too old to get that shit together. Like they were out of control. Like, I don't know. Like they didn't cover how it unfolded as much as Ron Artest laying on the table, the beer falling on him. And then I remember that dude was like hurtling up rows of seats 5 at a time. Like he was going up 5 rows in one bound and people were still wanting to fight him. And I'm just like, I don't think that's a good idea, guys. Maybe you should reconsider this. Like it's also Ron Artest. Like I wouldn't screw with that dude ever. Like
dude, that was one of my favorite parts in the doc was they had the guy that threw the beer and they flash back to like an interview that he did after he was identified. And they asked him like, what was going through your mind after you throw the beer and you see Ron Artest coming up the stairs?
Oh my God.
He goes after the guy next to you. He doesn't even go after you. He goes after the guy next to you. What's going through your head? And the guy was like, I was thinking, thank God. Like he was
yeah. Dude, he probably was thinking like, I really shouldn't have worn pants tonight. I wish I wore shorts because then you wouldn't have seen all the piss and shit running down my leg stuck in my pants.
But they even gave him a chance to like backtrack. It's like, you don't feel bad at all. And he's just like, like, you know, not really. Like, what a douche. Like, again, no introspect after all these years. It's like, yeah, that happened.
Well,
some other guy got decked because of what I did, but I don't care.
But then that's the thing is like we're so surprised about that in retrospect, but it happens like almost weekly or monthly where someone still does this shit.
Well,
so
that's
like
what's crazy, right?
That's
like,
what, yeah, and so I think really what it highlights though is like with other stuff this last 18 months, I think there's a lot more stuff happening now that we're aware about on a grander scale that just always happened before, and unless it was in your pocket, like in Detroit, I knew about it. But like friends of mine that I met at college and stuff, like really didn't have a recollection of it at all when I got there, even just a year later, because it wasn't Detroit.
They didn't watch TV for like the 9 weeks after it happened because that's all they showed. Dude, Sports Center.
No, I'm talking
that constantly on a
but Mike, I'm talking about like the average person, not the sports fan that would be watching ESPN all the time.
You say that, but in the documentary. They showed all the different news stations. We're at 2020 local news stations way outside of Detroit. Like it was all the people, all the personalities across all spectrums talking about this. I actually, because all I did back then was watch Sports Center. So it's like, you know,
right. I think that's all of us.
I couldn't believe how widespread it got. I didn't realize that so many regular news organizations had covered it.
All right, let's see how widespread this really did get. Ayden,
boy.
you were about 4 years old at the time of the Malice. What do you remember of that event happening?
There are not very many memories I hold before I turned maybe like 8. So I don't remember anything of it. When I was 5, I don't remember anything. But if I was 9 or 10, maybe I would have remembered
Dude,
something.
you were drunk for the first 5 years of your life? How was that?
Dude, I mean, pretty good time apparently.
Nice.
I don't remember anything.
Worked out well.
Exactly.
Scott, one thing that stood out to me too in this documentary was how much I freaking love Steven Jackson. Dude, this guy,
That dude is also crazy.
he is crazy, but he is crazy in the exact kind of way you want your friend to be crazy.
Yeah.
Like he is going to be the dude that jumps on somebody's back and strangles them until they die because they said the wrong thing to you. And then he's going to be like, you want to go get a burger? Like he was amazing. And like at the end of it, when he like pointed and was like, this is the last time I'm fucking talking about this. Don't ask me about this shit again. And that was it. Oh my God. Steven Jackson elevated so high in my book after this documentary.
And there were two things that he did that, I mean, I already had a high impression of Steven Jackson. He's been so outspoken since the end of his career, and he's always like right. Like he's just one of those athletes, like in this documentary, where he's like, look, here's what I think. You don't like it, suck a dick. He dropped as the old saying goes, you should have never gave them niggas money. Hysterical. And then how he at the end says when they went through all the legal proceedings and everything with Stern and all that, and he's like, look, I wasn't kissing nobody's ass, so I went in there, I told them what was up, I gave him my side of the story, and I had my 25 games. It didn't get reduced. I don't care. Like, I just love it because Steven Jackson is like you said, exactly who you would want in your corner for something like that. Somebody who's like unapologetic about, hey, look, my brother was in the middle of a fight. That's just what we do. It is what it is. They were in the wrong. I got nothing to say.
Dude, he was so good in that. Just his whole demeanor was perfect. It was amazing. Highly recommend.
To put a bow on this, you know who I don't think takes enough heat, and they kind of glossed over it, but I just kept thinking they're going to come back to that, right? Because that seems like a pretty big deal. Jamal Tinsley telling Ron that he could go get his foul. I think that should have been played up way more. Like, I need to hear from Jamal Tinsley what the hell he was thinking, because you look at it, and as they were breaking it down, and it's like, yeah, there were all these sequences of events, and Reggie Miller is like, if this doesn't happen, but I think the two key things, obviously the beer toss, which, God, replaying that in slow motion and watching that beer, as much as that dude sucks, you can't believe the luck that he had.
Amazing accuracy.
That beer landing right on Ron Artest like it did was so lucky. Like,
and landing full. Like there was a ton of liquid still in that cup.
It landed anywhere. And again, this whole thing probably doesn't happen. But Jamal Tinsley suggesting that Ron go foul. I mean, I think that was the match that lit everything, to be perfectly honest with you. And Jamal Tinsley was nowhere to be found. Like, I want to hear his side of the story with that.
Yeah, and for those of you that don't know the backstory to it, they go into that too, of like even prior to that game in the Eastern Conference Finals the previous year, when Artest gets a technical foul that leads to the Pacers getting eliminated and the Pistons moving on in the playoffs, and that being like a catalyst that the team is trying to like get over that hump. So when Tinsley comes in, it was like, you can get your foul now because the game is well in hand. Oh my God, what a terrible decision.
What a dumb thing.
You know what I like? The line I think I liked the most, though, was when Jermaine O'Neal slid in to punch the dude that was on the floor and slipped as he was sliding in and like grazed the guy. He got him, but not that well. Reggie Miller says in the doc,
would have killed him.
That was the best miss of Jermaine O'Neal's career. Because if he had connected, he would have killed the guy.
He seriously would have, though.
Dude, he would have, though. Like,
flying in.
I was going to say,
it was unreal.
A sprint run up to a professional basketball player, 6'9", whatever, sprinting up to end you. I would. That'd be it. Thanos snapped off this planet. So, like, I get it. He would have probably killed somebody.
So
Can we agree Reggie Miller's a bitch? Like, can we all agree after seeing that?
Oh, yeah.
He's a bitch?
yeah,
Because that's
He's a
one more
huge
thing
bitch.
that got changed. I have spent all of my like fandom not really being a Reggie Miller guy. I've always thought he was kind of a whiny bitch, and you know, throughout his career, I legit felt bad for Reggie Miller. I mean, dude started crying, and you understood like he had that opportunity, and he knew his career was coming to a close, and one of his last great chance to get a title. And both those years, things like that happened to fuck it up for him. Like, I actually felt bad for him. It's another one of those Jordan victims. Like, you know, had Jordan not been in the league, he might have got one of those 18 years. But, you know.
Look, I feel bad for him, but I also don't feel bad when he's like, guys, like, seriously, what are we doing here? And he's just like sitting there on the sidelines in his suit, just like, guys, come on, this is ridiculous. We need to calm it down. He seemed like such a bitch. It rubbed me the wrong way. Mookie, you're
yeah. I was gonna ask earlier. I was gonna say is shit. I can't remember his name. The guy we were talking about earlier.
Jermaine O'Neal, Reggie Miller, Steven Jackson. Okay.
True or false? Steven Jackson is the guy that Lance Stevenson should have been later on in life.
False.
You don't think so?
No.
I feel like that Lance Stevenson was trying to play that Steven Jackson role. He just was never good enough all around to do it. Like, he was a pest, but he wasn't a good enough pest.
Yeah, I could see him trying to be Steven Jackson, being the poor man Steven Jackson. I think
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was definitely a poor man.
All right, and then last question. I think we could put a bow on this if you want to, or we can keep talking about how you really shouldn't mess with people from Detroit. The crazy. It's like a whole different kind of broke.
Dude, no way. Fuck those cops. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, that's fair. Yeah, I was more talking about the people. Whatever. Anyways, let's just say you take the Pistons and the Pacers from the Malice and the Palace, and then you've got the Xavier UC teams from their Rumble and the Shootout. And somehow you get into like a massive 4-way mix-em-up throwdown situation. And somehow the universe is corrected for like adults fighting college kids. But which squad walks out of there with the W?
The Pacers.
Insanely specific scenario there, first of all.
Hey, you said you get to get Thanos snapped. I can make a specific situation.
You're right, but I got to go Pacers as well. That's who I'd go with.
It's Pacers. It's definitely Pacers. As a matter of fact, if I had to rank them, I would go Pacers, Pistons, UC, Xavier.
Wow.
That's how I would rank those four if they got into a 4-way fight. Like, Kenny Freeze would have to do the Carlton crawl out of there every single time. And then from there on, Xavier's out of the fight.
I see. I really just wanted to talk about that part.
That actually got cold cocked and ended up dying in the ring. That had to stop the fight. He would have been the one that got knocked out. He would have caught that Jermaine O'Neal punch that the fans did, and it would just been curtains for Kenny.
Scott, did you have any other basketball news for us this week?
Dude, our boy J.R. Smith, man, he's going back to school. He's going back to school.
J.R. Smith,
give me the horn.
J.R. Smith is enrolled at, it was at North Carolina A&M, like another one of these Aggie programs. Because when I first saw J.R. Smith wants to be an Aggie, I'm like, he's going to Texas A&M. No, he's going to like North Carolina
A&T State.
A&T State. There you go. All sorts of stuff in there. But more importantly, dude is corroborating with the NCAA to try to figure out how he can make the golf team.
Corroborating?
Yes.
He's corroborating? Like, are they both going to sign affidavits as they corroborate?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
You heard me correctly.
I feel like this will work out well.
He has no idea how much time is left in the game, but he does know how to corroborate with the NCAA.
Well, I feel like, it makes sense, though, because it's a lot easier in golf, right? Like, when the end of a golf round is because you're at the end of the course. So he can't screw that up.
JR is going to be sitting there on the 17th hole. He's going to putt for birdie. He's going to sink it, and he's going to celebrate. And the captain of the North Carolina A&T State team is going to be like, dude, we still got one more to go. What do you do? We still got one more play. He's gonna like throw his driver into the woods and be like, fuck yeah, take his shirt off. They're gonna be like, we got one more, man. We still got to play. Son of a bitch. Then he's gonna have to play the last hole with 12 clubs because he threw the rest in the woods.
But
And
Mike,
then he's
you're
gonna
the
lose a
golfer.
stroke when his partner.
You're the golfer on the show, though, Mike. I only got one question. Will anything be possible on the course? Is that really the only thing that matters? J.R. Smith with the bottle of
Yes. I don't know what the rules are in the NCAA, but I do know on the Pro Tour, those guys are 100% taking nips from flasks. They're smoking heaters. They are getting tore up on that course. I want that to happen so bad. I want J.R. Smith to be blasted during a collegiate golf match for North Carolina A&T State University. You want to talk about must-see TV? That is must-see TV, man.
I 100% will be wherever they televise J.R. Smith playing college golf. And more importantly, I hope he gets a deal. I hope he gets a deal because now that they can, I hope that's part of his incentive. He's like, I would have gone back to college and done this before, but I couldn't get paid. So now I'm going to go get a college golf deal.
Well, now you know that worst case scenario, he's going to have a NIL deal with Hennessy.
Sure,
Like,
that's
that's what his bag's going to at least
100%.
say. So it'd be
Anything
silly
he
for it
can
to not
get.
have
I
it
just
in
wanna
there.
Make sure he's getting paid while playing golf.
Yep. So, Mike, why don't we have a golf transition? There's got to be a good one there.
I don't have a transition. I do have a sound effect for it. If you want to hear the sound effect, here's the sound effect for golf talk.
Yep,
That's the
all
golf
right.
talk sound effect.
You know what I think a good transition would be? Tiger Woods backing into the tree. And then Bob Uecker. Oh shit.
You know who doesn't? You know what? You know who doesn't get enough respect in the golf universe though is Rodney Dangerfield for his work in Caddyshack.
What? He gets
I was just gonna say,
respect.
huh?
Like,
He doesn't get enough though. He gets some, but he doesn't get enough.
It's like
Wait,
he gets
I
no
know-
respect, huh?
yeah, I love that you went with Rodney Dangerfield's catchphrase and then cited Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah, I worked that out pretty well, didn't I?
There's no way that was planned.
No, that was one.
It definitely wasn't, but it worked out well.
All right, guys, I gotta know who is the pro athlete besides J.R. Smith, because J.R. Smith is amazing.
J.R. Smith.
Like, if you could have picked one name of a pro athlete going back to college and going collegiate golf, J.R. Smith is like the perfect choice.
Charles Barkley.
Who's the next? You want
Charles Barkley.
to go back to
100%. 100%. I mean, did you see Charles at that last pro-am when he was getting interviewed before his round and they were trying to like goad him into talking about his golf swing? And he basically was like, shut the fuck up. It works for me. I hit it well. I'm excited to play today. Can we talk about the event? Like, quit trying to embarrass me in my work with Butch Harmon. Like, back off. Can you imagine him at a college golf event? One heckler, one kid in their threesome says something wrong, and then you got Charles Barkley just going all freaking Happy Gilmore on some fool.
See, here's the problem with Barkley is he's known in the golf world. Like, he's got that golf feeling to it, right? Like, all right, Scott, go ahead.
My man already whipped a golf cart on the field when he was at Cal. It's Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch is the answer to this question. I would pay good money to watch Marshawn Lynch play college golf.
What would the controversy be that he has to do for college golf just so he doesn't get fined? Like, golf has all these rules, like no shorts or
actually college golf you can wear shorts. That's just at the pros.
Okay, jackass, but you know what I'm saying. Like, one of those things.
Don't come in here
like-
with your technicalities.
Yeah,
Don't-
exactly.
It's just only a rule at the pros.
It was no respect. No respect. I can't get no respect over here. No respect.
Ayden, do you have a nominee for best professional athlete going back for college golf?
I don't really have a reason for why, but I would just love to watch Randy Moss play golf. And so him to go back to school, play golf, I feel like would be really entertaining. And again, no reason behind it, but that's what I'm going to go with.
I would love to play golf with Randy Moss because I feel like he would talk so much shit. Like, that dude is just roasting everybody in his foursome the whole time. Like, if he drains a birdie, he's pretend mooning the golf carts around him. That dude that's the guy. I was gonna nominate Mike Tyson. I think that would be an amazing,
that'd be good.
An amazing sight, just because he would have the face tattoo and his goofy voice and lining up for a
Hey, real quick, Scott.
Race card.
Should we get called out that we just went with all African American people for this? Is there some unconscious bias here we've got going on? Keep us straight on this, would you?
No, I just think the idea of black people playing golf who aren't Tiger Woods is hilarious. I'm here for it. Let's go. There's no race car. This is good stuff.
Moving on.
No, I got one more. Yao Ming. I just want to see this swing
That'd be a good one.
The longest golf club
Right?
of all time.
Like,
Dude, I want to see Yao Ming
struggling to find clubs that work for his.
That's what I was just about to say. I want to see Yao Ming playing with a regular set of golf clubs, not like the specialty made extended length. Like just him like hunched over with my golf clubs would be amazing. You ever like pick up like the little kid putter at putt putt and try to use it? And you're all hunched over.
That would
I
be
just wanna
Yao
see
with
Yao
every
Ming
set
do
of
it.
golf clubs ever.
oh, I got another one. John Daly. Can you imagine John Daly on a college golf team with co-eds?
Oh my god. If this leads to Pete Rose talk, I'm out.
Mike's turned a little pink over there.
I just love that you referenced co-eds in a roundabout way, Drew.
I had some time off. I'm feeling a little fresh today.
It's like Pee-wee's Playhouse. I'm waiting for the lights to start flashing, balloons and confetti to drop. We gotta go
You've killed him.
Now Mookie's all pink. All right, listen.
Hey, man, I've been sitting on the beach for 5 days. I'm a little pink already. Let me tell you what.
Good Lord, that's amazing. Scott, real quick before we get out of basketball talk and move on. Dennis Schroder.
Oh my god! What a dummy! What a dummy!
This poor guy.
You need to fire your agent, your advisor. Like, I don't know who's giving you advice, but I don't care what happens. If somebody offers you $80 million, you take it. If your name is Dennis Schroder, like, you take that shit. And it's clear that he should have taken it, because now he's playing for $5.9 million in one of the most racist cities in America. Congratulations, Dennis Schroder. You played yourself.
On a 1-year deal. Good job, Dennis Schroder.
Hey, but good news on Instagram. He said he's going to give the city everything he's got every night, which, I mean, I guess if you're playing for $5.9 million, you better.
I'm going to give you everything. He's basically on the minimum wage salary. Like, he's going to be like, I'm going to show up to work. I'm going to be there. Like, fucking, your groceries are going to, I might put something on the eggs. I don't give a shit. I'm making $5.15 an hour. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you.
Bread and eggs on the bottom. I got this.
Dude, I just don't know what made him think he was going to do better than
His agent, somebody gave him terrible.
Oh my God. But that bad of how are you that far off? Like,
dude,
the only worst decision I think I've seen in this offseason is anyone thinking Alden Smith was going to see the field. Like, you got to be kidding me, man. 20 mil?
Oh shit. All right, let's real quick before we move on, let's talk about these socials. Listen, everybody, we need followers. Go hit us up on Twitter and Instagram at Craft Beast Sports. Subscribe to the YouTube page. I know I keep saying we're gonna put stuff up there. We are eventually gonna be putting stuff up there. Go like the YouTube page, subscribe, hit the bell so that you know when we go live, and subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcasts. It helps us out more than you know. Go in there, throw us a 5-star rating, give us a little review, help us out, bump us up in the charts, because you boys need to get paid. All right, that's what it comes down to. So help us out, subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcasts. It helps way more than you know. Where's the guy? There it is.
Get it together, man.
I'm a wreck. You know what time it is, Drew? You know what time it is?
I hope I do.
I think you know what time it is.
Hey-oh.
It's that time. It's that time for me to spill my beer as I pull open the Scott, you don't have a Kong bong anymore, do you?
I'm gonna make this work. I got my Kong bong. The hose just has a hole in it, so
You got a leaky hose. Ayden, were you able to find your Kong bong after the move?
I think I know where it is, but it is 3 hours away from where I am, unfortunately.
What? How did that happen?
Well, my hometown is 3 hours away from Athens, where I live, and so I think it's just in my hometown where my parents live currently.
Dude,
But
I drove by Athens.
I feel like you've sent things in a horrible direction if you sent them home instead of to your new place.
Well, it was among my essentials, so I was homeless for a week, and I brought it back to my hometown because obviously I'm not going to go anywhere without it, and then I just left it like a moron, unfortunately. But hopefully I'll get that back eventually at some point, but won't be able to hit a Kong bong on my last episode.
That is so disappointing, man, that on your last episode you cannot hit a Kong bong.
It is really sad.
Very disappointing, Ayden. But listen, for your last episode, we do want to do one of our favorite segments. We are going to do some fire or dumpster fire. And we're going to do it. And you know what, Ayden, here, we're going to get you. There you go. You're not hidden by the giant gorilla overlay. It is fire or dumpster fire.
It's dripping everywhere.
Yeah, go ahead, Scott. You can do your Kong bong real quick here. We'll solo Scott while he does his Kong bong since it's dripping. But we're going to do fire or dumpster fire about these Field of Dreams uniforms. That's not a Kong bong, Scott. You were just chugging a Bud Light there. That was
I know, and now I'm going to finish the rest of it, but it's leaking.
Mookie, go ahead.
I don't want to get yelled at 2 nights in a row.
Amateurs over here. I swear. Like, so disappointed in you boys. I Kong bonged at a beach with sand.
And we didn't get any videos of it to put on the socials. Thank you, Mookie, for your commitment to the show and your commitment to the craft. Appreciate it.
You know, the good news is I thought about it. Then I forgot that the Kong bong was with us until we were down like, I don't know, a 24 pack for. Yeah.
All right, let's talk. So the Field of Dreams game is coming up this weekend, I believe. The series is coming up. So we obviously, in their epic grab for money that the MLB and Nike have, they release specific uniforms for the Field of Dreams. And anytime there's a new uniform that comes out, we need to do fire or dumpster fire. So this week we have the Chicago White Sox, second appearance on fire or dumpster fire this year, and the New York Yankees. They unveiled new uniforms for the Field of Dreams game. Here we go, fellas. I will reveal those as soon as I click. There it is. There's the button. New York Yankees and the Chicago White Sox Field of Dreams uniforms. The White Sox went with very old school. It looks just like the Sox uniforms back in 1919, the Black Sox uniforms that were made famous in the Field of Dreams movie. And the Yankees look like the exact same uniforms they wear every fucking day. Always. Like it's really just a different NY. Yeah, like they were just like it's the same. We've worn the same shit since 1908. That's where the Yankees are at. Scott, I'll go to you first while I Kong bong. What do you think of these uniforms? Fire or dumpster fire?
I think these are absolute fire. I even enjoy the Yankees ones because as samey as they look, there's just enough different about them that I like them. Like they look really good. Like this is one of those jersey things where it's like you couldn't go wrong unless you tried to go like original take on an old school design. So the fact that they just were like, screw it, we're just going to go with the originals. I love it. Just go ahead and mark this one fire. Can't wait to see what Tony La Russa looks like with his
Yes, Tony La Russa in the oversized, baggy, old school, timey baseball uniform is going to be amazing. I didn't even think about it.
That's the first thing I thought of. I was like, we got the Sox again. It means more Tony La Russa photo ops.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Mookie, as the guy who does not give a shit about baseball in any way, fire or dumpster fire on these uniforms.
Why are we doing this?
Because it's a fire or dumpster fire.
Respect
No, I get that point, but like, why are we playing a game in a cornfield in Iowa? Like, what is the purpose of this?
Because if you build it, they will come, and they build it for the movie, and now MLB is coming.
Phrasing. I mean, whatever. Like, it just seems really pointless, but cool, whatever. I mean, no one's gonna notice or care. Like, if you have to have a game in a cornfield to get people to pay attention to your sport, you got bigger problems.
Hang on. Let's pause the fire. Thank you, Robert Taylor, who says, yeah, but Mookie loves soccer, so his opinion is ass. I want to pause for a second before we go back to fire, dumpster fire. Mookie, you don't think that there is anything awesome about the fact that they are doing a game in Iowa in the cornfield, like just like Field of Dreams, only it is actual MLB baseball? You see no redeeming qualities in that whatsoever.
I mean, only if they're doing that to answer the question, how can we get less people at our games? And the answer is put it in the middle of a cornfield in Iowa. Other than that, I mean, this is just a waste of time and resources. Like, just play the stupid 9 innings that no one's going to care about and get it over with. Like, just get to September where some team, a bunch of fans in one city will care about and nobody else will notice had happened. Like, come on, man. Like, we got better things to do in this world.
Okay, let's do this real quick. Fire or dumpster fire? The Field of Dreams game, just in general. Scott, fire or dumpster fire for the Field of Dreams game?
Fire.
Ayden, fire or dumpster fire, Field of Dreams game?
You know, this might not be what you expect from me, but dumpster fire. I'm on Drew's side here, actually. I
expected that from you young bastard.
And I'm going to disappoint you even further on my last episode. I've never seen Field of Dreams, the movie. I think I know the plot. I think.
So anyway.
So I'm going to jump in. We're going to go 4 wide here, even though Mike muted Ayden. I'm going to back him up here. And say,
I'm sitting here trying to find a drop to boo this man, and I can't get to the drop quick enough.
Look,
and Scott just got my back and just mutes him. Thank you, Scott.
I was like, no, there's no way I'm letting this go on.
Unreal. It's real, man.
Okay, because just like the game, I've had better things to do with my time than watch this stupid film too. So I've never seen it. I just know it's dumb and it's full of inconsistencies. Ask Nick Offerman.
Like, at least this makes sense though. This is better than college basketball on a fucking helicarrier. Like, that was ridiculous. Like, that
no, because that is a massive war machine that can end people's. Like, are you kidding? You just compared a cornfield to an aircraft carrier?
Massive ship.
Scott, it literally carries aircraft. What does corn do? What does corn do? Huh?
We eat it.
Ethanol. How about that? Ethanol, Drew. It powers cars. Suck
I'm
it.
surprised Space Jam
You should have
2
said
wasn't
moonshine.
on a helicarrier just to make it relevant. Like,
mean,
LeBron played on helicarriers, so that's it.
Did you see the numbers that Space Jam 2 has done? The amount of money they have made without being in China is absurd. Like, they are.
And yet, there's
so
still
much money.
people are still complaining about it. Like,
Why are you
complaining about it?
Why are you trying to bring it back to bashing China, Mike? Come on, move on.
No, I'm not trying to bash China, Drew. I'm just saying that.
Moving on.
Fair enough. Who was that? Was that Ayden or Drew?
That was Ayden.
Okay.
It was not me.
You son of a bitch, Drew.
Fuck you, Scott. Look at you just trying to blame people over there. Just pointing the finger. When you point one finger at yourself, shit.
When you point one finger at yourself.
So I gotta tell you guys something, man. I started re-listening to the show last week. So as if you haven't picked up already, I was out last week on vacation, and we did the thing where you leave at like 10 p.m. the night before, drive straight through the night all the way down to the coast of Mexico or whatever. I got to be honest. At first, I thought this is fucking crazy. I don't know why we're doing this. In retrospect, it was brilliant on the front end. I will contend that's a terrible way to do it on the back end without a buffer day, but that's a whole different topic.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so yeah, you don't do that when you're leaving.
Right. No, exactly. So I started listening to the show about 2 a.m. as I'm like starting to lose a little bit. Like, oh man, all the stimulants were starting to wear off a little bit, and I started listening to the show, and I realized like 20 minutes in, like, I can't keep doing this because either I was going to crack up and wake up Jenna next to me while she's trying to sleep for her shift rotation, or I'm going to run us off the road as I try to jot down show notes over shit that's going on. And I'm like, yeah, we're just going to have to shelve this one. Because I listened to like probably the first 45 minutes, and then I try to catch the back half, and I was like, nah, this is not safe.
Good thing last week was less entertainment and more hard-hitting sports radio talk.
Deep analysis.
Notice, I had 5 fingers pointing at you, Drew, as I did that because.
Oh, I can break. Look, Mike, if you want me to break down some hard-hitting sports talk, then I can do it because I got some great numbers for you on the Little League World Series segment.
Not
but right
yet,
now,
Drew.
we're talking baseball.
Wait for that. We will talk baseball in a minute. You wait for that. By the way, I finally found the sound cue that I was looking for. Ayden, so go back. Fire or dumpster fire the Field of Dreams game in the MLB?
I mean, they're fine. They're exactly what I would have imagined their throwback jersey to look like.
The
So
game in general. The game.
game in general, and dumpster fire. I don't care about it at all. Like it's irrelevant to me.
Man!
That would have
Thank
worked
you.
so much better if I found it the first time. I was so mad I couldn't find it.
Can we get another drop for CBS After Dark where it includes the Bob Saget part of the drop? Or is that too far? Is that going to put us at risk of copyright infringement?
That might be too far. It might be a little bit too much. By the way, I'm going to go fire on these uniforms. I think they're great. They're
the only redeeming quality about them to me is I love that the White Sox hat has like no emblem or anything, because it was like back then there was like 4 teams and you didn't need to see shit on the hat to know which team it was, because the teams are like, what were they? They were white, red, blue, and green. And like if you weren't cheering for the white, the red, or the other red, or the green, that was it. Those are all the teams.
You son of a bitch, Drew. You son of a bitch.
What? What'd I do?
You son of a bitch. You know what? You know what you get, Drew?
Man, this is so bullshit. Move this man.
Boo. Also, there were a lot of white guys back then. A lot of white guys in the league. I don't know if you guys knew that. A lot of white guys back then.
What are you talking about? Yesterday, or you mean back in 1908? Because I feel like yesterday there were a lot of white guys in baseball.
1919, lots of white guys, like 100% of them white guys. It was
the funniest part is,
baseball.
hold on, bring up the picture again.
All right, let's bring it up. Here you go. There you go. 2 black dudes.
That's like 90% of the black people in baseball in this one photo. In 2021, that's like 90% of the, they were like, you know what we need for this photo? You know who we need to model these? Black players, so that we can have black people buy these jerseys.
Scott, didn't you try to put together a team of just black baseball players and were unable to complete?
It is impossible. I can't fill out a 25-man roster of all black players unless I start putting guys at positions they don't actually play.
You gotta shuffle things around.
Yeah.
To get a roster. Holy shit, man. Listen, I don't know. I mean, clearly Ayden and Mookie don't give a shit, but I'm super pumped for this Field of Dreams series. I think that's an awesome idea from the MLB. I think we should start doing it in other places too, besides Field of Dreams. Like, let's go Sandlot series next year, and let's have MLB players play in a shitty field that's like all dirt, and then if you hit a home run, a dog eats the ball. That's what we need next year, a Sandlot series. Who's with me? Scott, you with me on that one?
I'm absolutely in for any type of baseball. It doesn't matter what it is. We can play in a cornfield. We can play in a regular stadium. Where
okay, so
let's go.
Here's the thing: next year, Sandlot series, the uniforms are t-shirts and jeans. That's what we're doing.
I like that. Oh, and PF Flyers.
Yes, and PF Flyers. Yes.
Yeah.
And again, giant dog jumping over the fence, eating every home run that goes over.
Not every home run. He was only in one part, right? It wasn't just right field.
No,
Left
that was
field.
the fence. The fence was that yard.
The entire fence, the whole field, the whole
Yeah.
outfield.
It's
That's a big
yard.
plot of land.
Well, I mean, did you see the dude?
Yes,
and all the stuff he had?
definitively. I have seen that baseball film. It is the only baseball film worth watching.
It is the best baseball film.
Well, that's easy to be the best baseball film when you're the only baseball film.
I'm just saying. Listen, I was on What You Into, and Tank's dropping the episode this coming week, and we talked a little bit about baseball movies. And spoiler alert: Sandlot is the best baseball movie according to me on that podcast. Just saying. That's the
That's
facts.
some hard hitting sports analysis right there.
Right there, fellas. That is the facts, Drew. The Sandlot, best baseball movie ever.
Over Major
faxes
League,
things.
though?
Over Major League, yes. Major League,
Over Bull Durham.
yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Here's
Aiden's
why.
making
Here's why Sandlot can be shown to children. Can't show Major League to children. I mean, you can, but you get looks.
Who cares about
It's
kids?
all is-
You get
it's all
looks. You just get
funky butt loving. That's what I feel about this. This is all
Monkey
just
butt
funky
loving.
Butt loving.
Sandlot. So you're saying Sandlot not the best baseball movie, Scott?
I enjoy Sandlot a lot, but I mean, if we're just talking about like those, I would have to go Major League, and I put Rookie of the Year above Sandlot.
Rookie of the
I know.
Year was my favorite movie as a kid.
This baseball segment has gone terribly for me. I'm just throwing that out there.
It really has.
Also, by the way, guys, this is about baseball.
Here's the pitch. Oh, shit.
I did.
Oh,
I forgot it
shit.
earlier. I forgot it earlier. Ayden, you were saying, I'm sorry, you were covered up by the booze that were raining down on Scott.
I think I just said that Rookie of the Year was also my favorite movie as a kid. That's all I had. Nothing that important. I'm sorry to break that to you.
Guys, let's talk about Dugout Mugs. How about that? Let's give a shout out to our friends over at Dugout Mugs, and I'll play some music here. I'm so pissed off at you guys. I'm furious at all of you. All three of you.
You hide it well, though.
You can all suck. How about that? If you guys are real baseball fans, if you appreciate the Field of Dreams series, if you realize that The Sandlot is the greatest movie ever made, not just baseball movie, greatest movie, period. It's a coming-of-age tale, you son of a... Go to dugoutmugs.com/craft. Order yourself a baseball mug bat, a baseball bat mug. That's what I'm trying to say. They got mugs, they got wine glasses, bottle openers, shot glasses. The metal bats are shipping very soon here. I can't wait to get my metal bat mug. Head on over to dugoutmugs.com/craft. Hit them up. You get 15% off your order. I think it's 15% off your order if you go to that link. Help us out. Go hit that up. It's literally the coolest thing to drink out of a baseball bat. Everybody looks at you when you walk into a party and you're drinking out of a baseball bat. You become easily, everybody wants to do you. Basically, guys, girls, doesn't matter. Everybody wants to do you if you're drinking out of a baseball bat. So go order a baseball bat mug and drink out of it at your next party.
Why would they trust you saying that about walking into parties? Because you clearly don't go to any, Mr. Well, but you could watch the movie with children.
Can we talk about Hard Knocks?
Oh my God, we never talked about Hard Knocks.
Before we ignore the question that Mookie said.
All right, listen. So we are doing.
Now Mike can't fuck it up and forget to play the transition.
Yes, thank you, Mookie. Appreciate you. So we are trying. Hard Knocks Dallas just dropped this week. God, how did I'm sorry, Scott. I fucked this.
That's all good, man. We're gonna have to fly through it, but it's good. We got
the
this.
kids.
Got
Okay,
this,
here's the because
it runs for the next few weeks, so we'll get deeper into it later.
Yes. So the idea is we're trying to get Scott to like the Cowboys based on Hard Knocks, and then we are going to fail.
I thought it was supposed to get me to like a player,
just a Cowboy, just a player.
Yeah,
yes, just
yeah,
somebody. Okay. So I know this first episode, I knew you weren't going to like anybody because they focused too much on Dakota. They focused too much on Zeke. And the only rookie that they mentioned was the first round pick. And I was like, Scott is not going to win. I'm not winning him over. You need the end of the line roster guy that we're holding on to, hoping he makes the team. Here are my notes that I took from this week's Hard Knock. Jera said at one point, I'd do anything known to man to get into a Super Bowl, not even to win one. Jerry just wants to get there, and he would do anything known to man. So I thought about it. What would Jerry Jones do to get to a Super Bowl? Tell me if it's too far. Would he cut off his own dick? Because there is a coach in the NFL who said he would cut off his own dick to make it to a Super Bowl. Would Jerry cut off his own dick just to make it there? Yes or no?
Absolutely.
Yes.
He's so old. Do you think he's getting any use out of that anymore?
No, he's not, especially with him putting all that salt on a sausage McGriddle like a psycho. What an animal that man is.
Oh, my God.
Salted the shit out of that sausage McGriddle. Here's my next note.
How does he not have a heart attack?
Dude, I have no idea. It was unreal. Like, he just kept pouring salt on the sausage McGriddle. I'm like, that's a lot of salt. Holy shit, he's still going. Good Lord, that's one bite. Stop it, Jerry. We need Liev Schreiber to narrate more than just Hard Knocks. I want him to narrate my life. Also, better Liev Schreiber role, him in Scream or as the Hard Knocks narrator. Drew, what do you think?
Who?
Oh, you son of a bitch. Scott, better Liev Schreiber role, Hard Knocks narrator or in Scream?
Hard Knocks, because for a second I had to like match the name with the face, and then I realized, holy shit, that's him doing all these voiceovers.
Yes,
it's even better than I thought. Like, he needs to do the voiceover work for everything. I want him to be at my funeral, like narrating my funeral.
Ayden, better role, Liev Schreiber in Scream or Liev Schreiber as the Hard Knocks
Scream
narrator?
came out in '94.
Who?
Moving on.
Watching Zeke trying to wrap a present for the first time in his life is comedy gold. How the fuck is this dude not wrapped a present in his entire life? Zeke Elliott, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? You can't even wrap a present. Also, then he gave Dakota like a rolling travel bag. What a shitty gift. He was like, yeah, for my birthday, he got me a diamond bracelet. Weird gift to give a dude, bro. Just throwing that out there. Dakota and Zeke, you gave him a diamond bracelet, and then Dakota returned the favor with a travel bag? Nah, bro. This is a one-sided friendship, and you are the asshole in this friendship. Scott, what would you do if your best friend got you a travel bag for your birthday?
I don't have shitty best friends, so that would never happen. When I saw him watching a YouTube video on how to wrap a present, I'm like, the first thing that came to my head was, they still ain't come to play school. God damn.
At one point during the episode, Mike McCarthy, he called the playoffs, quote, the tournament. Guess what, everybody? Dallas doesn't stand a fucking chance. Your coach called it the tournament. You are done.
Shit.
Get ready. You're out. Like, you will not make the tournament. You're shit. Scott, did that make Mike McCarthy more endearing or less endearing to you?
Less, which is hard to do, because as soon as they hired Mike McCarthy, my first thought was, I don't have to worry about the Cowboys making the playoffs for a while.
Right, because they're going to make the tournament. Douchebag.
We got a shot. We got a shot at this top 64 here in the tournament. You son of a bitch. But then he won me back over. Mike McCarthy won me back over because he was talking about the players that he had, and he said that they don't have Charlie fuck around in high school hair. And I gotta be honest, those sound like guys I want to party with. I don't know about you guys, but I would love to hang out with Charlie fuck around in high school Harry.
The problem is that Charlie fuck around is the best friend of like every NFL player. So Charlie fuck around has a key to every facility in the NFL, and he has at least 2 keys to the facility in Dallas. So yet another reason why they're screwed.
Love it. I got a quick sip, chug, drain, pour here.
Okay, hit us with it.
All right, you ready? And you should go last so you have some time to Google this. But sip, chug, drain, pour. Nev Campbell, Courtney Cox, Rose McGowan.
Ooh, man, that's a tough one.
Are we talking about when they were popular or right now?
No. Actually, even better, when they shot Scream.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna drain, pour Rose. I'm gonna sip Courtney. and I'm gonna chug Nev.
I'm gonna go just flip flop Courtney and Nev there for me.
That's fair. That was the debate there. It was like, which one of these do I sip?
Roses out.
Do I chug?
Ayden, do you have an answer for this one?
Not yet. I'm trying my best to figure this
All right.
out.
I'll jump in. I'll jump in here, buy you a little bit more time. If it's easier, go to Scream on IMDb and then just look up the 3 female leads. The absolute correct answer.
I'm there now.
Oh, you're just trying to decide. I got you. Yeah. So Nev Campbell, I mean, she has got to be your sip. Courtney, you chug her because you don't want to stick around that kind of crazy for too long. Like, she's super hot, but she's also super crazy. So, and then Rose McGowan, we're just going to say, well, thanks for playing.
Ayden, do you agree?
Unfortunately, I do agree with Drew, which it doesn't happen often, but I feel like it's been happening a lot today. But what he's got is pretty solid.
Can we talk about real quick the fact that Drew Barrymore is on the poster for Scream and was in the movie for like 7 minutes and 13 seconds? How the fuck did that happen? Drew Barrymore makes the movie poster and dies. Spoiler alert. Sorry, everybody. She dies in the first scene of the movie.
Which is funny because that movie was recently.
Why am I going to watch it anymore?
That movie was recently on TV, and it started. And when it started, I was like, "Holy shit, that's right! Drew Barrymore is in this movie." I had completely forgotten about her.
Totally forgot.
So honestly, I think Drew Barrymore's acting career would have gone a lot better if every single one of her films was Scream, where she died in the first 10 minutes. That's just my thoughts. Every movie.
I just
even E.T.
I picture her now in 50 First Dates, and Adam Sandler just stabs her in the heart, and he's like, "Oh, I guess we don't have to go through the rest of this movie." And
oh my god, that'd be I especially hate that movie.
I went
stupidest
with
fucking
when
thing.
She was a damn kid. Like, just imagine Elliot walking up and shanking his sister. Like, you don't need to be here.
And on with the film. That'd been great.
And
would've
then
made my life a lot better.
Reese's Pieces.
And all was well. And see,
Mookie, I'm sorry we didn't get to Little League World Series stuff. We'll talk about that post show.
Oh, that's cool. We'll be putting a lot of dollars on that over the next couple of weeks here.
Right,
so stay tuned for your hot picks there.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, but real quick before we cut though, I want to say I was 3 for 9 on my Mookie Bad props in the time that we spent driving through Tennessee because I could get on DraftKings there. So 3 for 9, not terrible, not great, but just had to throw it
really
in.
Terrible. 3 for 9. Unless you bet correctly, you lost like a good amount of money going 3 for 9. It
was all going to be lost anyways because like they were like, "Oh, minimum deposit $25." I'm like, "Great, well, can you use this literally for the 90 minutes we're driving through your state? So fine, let's just pile it on in."
Oh, shit.
We'll just say Cade Cunningham is already doing great for the Pistons and disappointing like that franchise expects.
All right, fair enough. Let's talk about these beers we were drinking tonight. Scott, what did you have in your mug? We let Ayden come up with the scale tonight since this is Ayden's last night, and he said the 2003 Hall of Fame inductees. Scott, what were you drinking and rated on the 2003 Hall of Fame inductee schedule? I
was drinking a peach IPA milkshake out of Loveland Aleworks. I'm going to go with the induction of James Worthy from the 2003 NBA Hall of Fame induction. Flirts with greatness, once played with MJ, but doesn't ultimately make the name for itself that the other ones do.
That sounds like a good one. Drew, what were you drinking rated on the 2003 Hall of Fame scale?
I was drinking Conceited Genius from Wiseman Brewing, or Wiseman Brewing in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, South Carolina. Carolina, whatever. It was absolutely amazing, though. Very delicious. I started off with the what did you call it? The AC/DC Induction 03. I am going to actually switch it up, though, and just give a little throwback and say it's actually more of a Pat LaFontaine. Scott, you know all about Pat's career, but for those who weren't aware, he was a center in the NHL, a true throwback, an old school kind of guy, hockey-wise, and just real top-notch player.
Sounds good. Ayden, what are you drinking and rated on the 2003 Hall of Fame scale?
I was drinking Awake O Sleeper, a breakfast stout from Slow Pour Brewing Company. And I mean, it was good, not amazing. And because of that, I'm going to go with Gary Carter, who was inducted into the MLB Hall of Fame in 2003, but was a sixth ballot Hall of Famer, as in it took him 6 years for them to actually, say he was Hall of Fame worthy. So a good, not great. No, that's fair. So that's what I'm going with.
All right, sounds good. I was drinking the Gadget from Four Fathers Brewing in Indiana, and I would rate this one as George Foster getting elected to the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame in 2003. He was the fifth member of the Big Red Machine to get elected, and a fantastic baseball player and a fantastic choice for the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame. Can't believe it took him until 2003 to get in, but he did get in before Ken Griffey Sr. So there's a little factoid for you on that one. George Foster is how I'm going to rate this one. Guys, this has been a damn fine show. Drew, stop with the fatty dumpy ticker.
Hey, it wasn't me.
I hit that for a reason. I got rid of that. I deleted that. And
no, it was still there today.
No, yeah, there after you did it. Hey, listen.
I didn't type it.
Yeah, whatever, man. I don't trust you.
I wouldn't either, but
listen, Drew. I don't trust you. All five fingers.
All five fingers. Actually, 4 fingers and a thumb, which that's saying something.
This was our last week with our intern Ayden on the show. Ayden, it has been an absolute pleasure, my dude. You have been awesome on the show. The listeners love you, man. So please come back and hang out with us again, because people are definitely going to miss you once you're gone.
Absolutely, man. I enjoyed every second of it. Best internship I could find out there. No. Yeah.
Best internship available.
Yeah, there weren't many that would accept me, so I appreciate it. But no, in all honesty, I had a lot of fun. So I appreciate it, boys. It's bittersweet moment ending. But
yeah, man.
Hey, if
you best of luck in everything you do. Look, we had one intern join NFL Film, so who knows, man? That might be in your future, hitting something big like that. Thank you for everything, Ayden. It's been fucking great. You've been awesome on the show. You've been fantastic.
I'm having another Braves fan on this show, Ayden, but you know me, man. I'll be bitching to you by an hour from now. So
I've also enjoyed having another Notre Dame fan on the show. It's been nice to have 3 Notre Dame fans and Scott. So that's been awesome, man. Thank you for that. Wish you could have hung out during college football season, but please.
17 days, boys.
Oh,
17 days.
Close.
Except we got to watch it on goddamn Peacock.
I ain't watching shit. They can fucking suck it.
Anyways,
pirate the hell out of that feed.
Follow along with the show. Hit us up at Crafty Sports, Twitter and Instagram. Like the show on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcast. Shout out to Belly Up Sports. Awesome stuff coming from Belly Up Sports. We are partnering up with a radio network. It's going to be Unhinged Radio, powered by Belly Up Sports. This show is going to be part of it. Be sure to check out bellyupsports.com. Tons of great content. Awesome podcast. Go hit them up. bellyupsports.com. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Ayden. We will see you guys all next week. Cheers, everybody.
Should have never gave them niggas money.